23. It is 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a quick moment of silence after?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Cynthia, roll call then, please.
Here.
Here.
Here, for the record, we have 3 present with 2 absent. Okay, number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 4, communications. Okay, thank you. Number 5 is approval of Crossroads YMCA underground detention bid for recommendation.
Good morning, Mr. President, Commission, and staff. Dean Button, Hammond City Engineer. We received bids at the last Redevelopment Commission meeting. Those bids were sent to the consultant, Abbenmarsh, for review, tabulation, and recommendation. Abbenmarsh prepared a recommendation for your consideration this evening, recommending the low, responsive, and responsible bidder, Woodruff and Sons. I believe they're out of Michigan City for a project cost of about $3.2 million. My understanding is through the city controller that these funds will be paid for through the Central TIF district, which is why it's becoming before this board. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commission might have at this time.
No, I've just driven by there. I can't believe how far along the project is already. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're working cooperatively with the contractor, Ton and Blank, to work on this project, and I think that Woodruff and Sons is uniquely positioned to help us with this portion of the work, and so we're happy to work with them. They're a pre-qualified bidder for the city of Hammond. They met all the qualifications, and so we're making a recommendation to award the contract to them, and we can go to contracting after this.
And they're currently working there now, doing something?
They work as a subcontractor for Ton and Blank now, doing mostly pipe work.
Okay. Okay. Mr. President, if there's no further discussion or any questions, I make a motion for the approval of the Crossroads YMCA underground detention bid recommendation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion then by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Garay. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you to the commission.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Okay, number 6 is ratification of approval for Abbenmarsh project scope change directive number 1 for 417 Fayette.
Commissioners, you may recall at the last meeting, we had a proposed estimate for 2 ALTA surveys for this area around 417 Fayette Street. This will be the footprint of the parking lot for the Bank Calumet residential project in downtown. After doing some more research through city planning as well, they felt they didn't need to do 2 different ALTA surveys. They could combine a couple of the services. So what you have before you is a change order that actually decreases in price. It is going from $7,600 to $4,100.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yes.
Mr. President, if there's no further discussion or any questions, I'd like to make a motion for the ratification of approval Abbenmarsh project scope change directive number 1 for 417 Fayette.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Garay. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Buckridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. All right, number 7 is authorization to advertise for sale of real estate known as 4729 Sheffield Avenue.
Commissioners, we have received interest from a interested party to perhaps purchase the redevelopment-owned residential vacant parcel at 4729 Sheffield. We would like to go ahead and request authorization to advertise to perhaps start the RFP process for this parcel.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Meyer, second by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Buckridge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 8 is authorization to enter into an agreement with the Hammond Sanitary District regarding the Hammond Basement Backup Protection Program.
Commissioners, the Hammond Basement Backup Protection Program is not a new program to our city, but it is a new program to our department. After the last heavy rain that we had a few months back, there was a lot of basement backups. So we had a discussion with our Hammond Sanitary District to discuss how we can get more homeowners involved in this program, particularly our low-income families. Even though our CBG funds budget was passed earlier this year, I was able to look through the budget to see if there was any funds available that we could cover the program with. Right now, I have about $35,000 that I can put into this program, basically as a pilot program. Next year, we'll definitely be able to put more into it, but at least we'll get things started this year. I've invited Marty Wilgus to come. He's the Sanitary District CEO. He's going to explain how the program is going to work and answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Miller.
Good evening, Commissioners. As Awana explained, because of some of the backups that we're starting to have, and all of these are directly related to tropical rainfall. Small areas of the city, just like happened in Calumet City at the same time, same day. Small areas, Hammond in this particular case, 2nd District, hit really hard with 3 to 4 inches of rain. No system's going to be able to handle that. So the backflow preventer valve, which the Hammond Sanitary District has been promoting for the last 20 years, has very little takers. So what I was able to convince our board to do after this last flood is to up our participation in the reimbursement for that. For those families that qualify, from $1,000 to $2,000 the district will pay. And then working with Awana on the low to moderate income folks, especially in this particular district, she was able to, with your permission, come up with the $35,000. The district will also put in more money to try to help so we can get the program a little bit heavier started for those folks that really can't afford the installation of this valve. Just to give you an idea, the average cost to install this valve is around $3,500 a house. If we're going to reimburse $2,000, that leaves the other $1,500. And although Awana's got $35,000, you can see it'll be eaten up fairly quickly. But doing something is better than doing nothing, so it's a good start. And so I'm hoping with your approval tonight that you'll approve those funds for this year. Moving into next year, if Awana can come up with more money, we can expand the program and specifically concentrate on areas that we have seen this happen more than once. And this area we're talking about now had several blocks that were hit really hard, and that's where we'd like to start.
Especially some homeowners that have, it's happened maybe 2 or 3 times, if that's fair to say.
Yes.
Hopefully they can take advantage of this if they qualify. I think it's a very good program.
Yes. I'll answer any other questions that the commission may have.
What's the average number of residents who have used this program in the past?
So prior to the last probably 3 months until I upped it to 2,000, it was a $1,000 reimbursement. And we've probably had, out of all those years, if we've had 50 people take advantage of it across the city, that would probably be a high number. And I think, to be honest, the district is doing everything it can. Heather, you sat on a board for several years. Everything functions, no pumps are off, all of the piping's cleaned on a regular basis. You can't control an act of God. I can't control where it's going to happen next, but I can tell you without a doubt in my mind it is going to happen again somewhere. Because these are tropical rainstorms that we can now look at for sure 5 years that dump large amounts of rain in a very small area. And unfortunately, we're in that pattern of where most of these rainfalls come. We're right on the lake, and it just intensifies all that. So I think this is a good start. It's been proven that this backflow preventer valve works. It needs to be maintained. So it's not just something that's installed by us for the homeowner and then forgotten about. It needs to be cleaned on a yearly basis. There's an inspection cover in the basement. If it has a basement, if they don't, then it's an outside inspection cover that you lift, clean the valve, put the cover back on, and it's good for another year.
It's good to know.
I have a question. Hello?
Yes.
I was wondering, who do they contact in regard to the backflow preventer valve? And is all this information on our Hammond website that residents can see?
So to answer both your questions, they'd contact the Hammond Sanitary District and ask for the rep that handles the backflow preventer valve. Then they'll be directly connected to that person. To answer your second question, it is all spelled out in both Spanish and English on the Hammond Sanitary website.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So is it correct that the district will be handling all of the administration? We're just treating this as an award to a subrecipient?
That is correct. And I think after talking to Awana, having several conversations with the mayor, we're going to get 3 contractors from the city of Hammond to actually bid on being the exclusive contractor for the installation. So that way we get a better price for all of the installations that we're involved with using Awana's money and our money.
It gives you quality control as well.
I'm sorry?
It gives you quality control as well.
We have 100% control over the installation. Then it's inspected by the city inspector for them to sign off, and then we do the reimbursement.
Okay.
Is there any way to advertise it more, like, Marty, how you get your water bill, and there's sometimes advertisement in there? Maybe that's just a thought.
We'll take a look if we could do that. I'm not sure those are the type of things that can go onto that water bill advertising sheet, but we have, just to give you an idea, I spoke out in the 2nd District the week after the storm out at the Mohawks Club. There were 300 residents there for that, and we passed out flyers. We passed out all the information we're talking about. We've already had several calls from that meeting. So every time, and I speak quite a bit throughout the city, and I know the mayor talks about it, and I talk about it.
Mayor's night out. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's a good start. I think that probably will travel if that many flyers or people know, so word of mouth is...
Well, and I think working with Wana's department, and even though it may sound like a small amount of money based on the cost to install, it's actually showing that by 2 departments coming to work together, and Awana's been fabulous on this stuff. If you remember several years ago when we had the other major flood between the sanitary district and some of the money that Awana received, we passed out, I think, almost over $250,000 at $500 a piece for that particular one. So it's not like we have that ability to do that every time there's going to storm, because that's really not the answer. The answer is doing something to fix the problem. And we know for a fact that these backflow preventer valves actually work and solve the problem. So that's the real way to spend the money to actually get results, to get home after home after home out of this problem. And that's really what we're trying to do.
Okay, sounds good. It's very proactive. Thank you.
Mr. President, there's no further discussion or any questions. I'd like to make a motion for the authorization to enter into an agreement with the Hammond Sanitary District regarding the Hammond Basement Backup Protection Program.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made again by Commissioner Myrick, second by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Talmadge, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think we have another one for your program here. Number 9 is approval of amendment to number 2 with the Hammond Sanitary District for Hammond COVID-19 Utility Assistance Program.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Staff is requesting approval to enter into an agreement between Redevelopment and Hammond Sanitary District for a second amendment for the Hammond Sanitary District Utility Assistance Program. We would like to extend their performance period to March 31st, 2025 in the amount of $100,000. The program description is the CDBG CV funds will provide up to $500 in utility assistance to eligible Hammond residents who have been unable to make utility payments because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The funds are awarded by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. HUD has given us an extension, so we are offering it to the sanitary district.
Okay. Thank you. Would you like to comment on that?
Let me just chime in on that. That's a program, once again, that we're very proud of. The mayor asked me and the sanitary district to head this program up between the water department, Hammond Sanitary, and the federal funds. Their department has been very gracious in the amount of money. As you can see, $100,000. There are a lot of folks out there that are struggling that cannot pay their water and sanitary bills. So we've been doing this, I think, about a year now, maybe a little bit over a year. It's all run by the Hammond Sanitary District with the training that Awana's department trained some of my staff so that we can understand the federal guidelines and pretty much the form and applications that need to be filled out properly, documentation that needs to be gathered from each of these residents that we're helping. It's worked flawlessly. I can only tell you how many folks that we have helped. I'm actually, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, taking Carol McCormick, who is now running this program for us at the Sanitary District, out to a resident that has no transportation, has no ability to get to the district, to be able to file all the paperwork, to fill out the affidavit, and to be able to give us the documents that we need, like home ownership and a variety of other things. I've decided to take Carol out there myself because of the fact this gentleman is 74 years old and cannot get out of his house. And he is severely behind in both his water and sanitary bill. So I think we're doing everything that we can to help those that really need the help. And the program, like I said, for the last year plus has worked flawlessly. So I'll say this for the last part of the comment is that the sanitary district is doing a lot of other things other than what our core business is. Our core business is to maintain sewers, make sure everything's working, and to treat the wastewater so that it can properly be put back into Lake Michigan. This is above and beyond the things that we normally do, and it's been working really well, and we have a great relationship with the redevelopment staff, and that makes it easier, because we work really well together. So we're happy to do it. And we don't charge each other for us doing it. I don't charge the water department for the time and effort. We just stick it into our regular 8-hour-a-day jobs, and my staff works out really well doing it. I'll take any questions if you have any.
I don't have any questions, but that's excellent.
Thank you.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, thanks.
I have a question for Nancy, actually. So is this an additional funding number or just an extension of the performance period?
Extension.
Just an extension? Okay, that's what I thought. It was a little unclear in the paperwork we received. So the original amount that was at $100,000 that was allocated for this program, about where do we stand with that expended? now? Do you know, Marty?
I think there's just maybe 20-some thousand left out of that.
Okay.
We give an accounting, so how it works is that the sanitary district upfronts all of the money. And then on a quarterly basis, we send the accounting of that along with all the paperwork to Awana's department. They then apply that and cut us a check on a quarterly basis. So everything that we do, including the backflow preventer money, is after the fact, so that the redevelopment has all of the paperwork that they need to make sure that we have done it right and we get it upfronted. So what's really great about it is the fact that, 15 years ago when I had to come to the Hammond City Council and the mayor to ask for the rate increase, and you have to remember our funds are Hammond Munster, because Munster has one commissioner on the Hammond Sanitary District that Mr. Westland knows well. And we worked all this out, and it's worked out extremely well. We don't take any monies out of operation. That would include the town of Munster. All of the monies that we use are either federal monies that Awana gets or monies that we get out of stormwater, which is all Hammond money. So the program has worked well, and we upfront it and then get reimbursed on a quarterly basis after we've done the work.
So it's all program funds? It's not any admin funds associated with this program at all? No.
That's correct.
Thank you.
That's very good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy and Marty, and Awana.
Mr. President, if there's no further discussion or any questions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of amendment number 2 with the Hammond Sanitary District for the Hammond COVID-19 Utility Assistance Program.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Tomich, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes and 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, brings us to number 10, approval of staff recommendation for the sale of 662 Sibley Street.
Commissioners, you may recall on October 17th of this year, the commission received 2 proposals to purchase HRC-owned land at 662 Sibley Street in Hammond. The redevelopment staff and the planning and development staff, including both economic development and community development, met with both parties at different times on October 30th and 31st to discuss their projects. At this time, the interested parties could talk about their plans and timelines if they were each to purchase the parcel, and the staff got to get many questions and answers made at that time. While the redevelopment staff appreciates both proposals and the time each party put into them, the staff at this time recommends moving forward with the sale of 662 Sibley Street in Hammond to Pastor James E. Ford and his Word Made Flesh Ministries Church. While this was a difficult decision, as both proposed uses were very strong, the staff recommends moving forward with the highest and best use of this parcel. This active church, located at 700 Sibley Street, will utilize the parcel as an open green space for outdoor community events. They will improve the parcel with landscaping and a fence around the perimeter in accordance with the city's building department, using a licensed contractor and acquiring all the needed permits. This open space will help the congregation grow and continue the good work that this church has done in Hammond and its community for over 12 years.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Taylor.
There's no further discussion or any questions. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the staff recommendation for the sale of 662 Sibley Street to the Word Made Flesh Ministries.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Gray. Let's have a roll call then.
Tomich, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
We just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to bid.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Okay, number 11 is our bills, register of claims.
Do you need one of us to do that today?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Just-
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I'll take it. Well,
If you need
she could, being on the video today.
a minute to look
Okay.
over it, it's fine,
Take a
but
look.
You want me to do it?
No. Wanted a minute. Oh.
if you need a minute
Oh,
to look
no,
over
I'm
it,
good.
okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you wanted
No,
a minute.
no.
Apologize, heard you wrong. Okay, well, I will make a motion to approve the register of claims, beginning with claims dated August 10th, 2023, and ending with claims dated November 2nd, 2023, claim number R63774 through R64354 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Gray, seconded by Commissioner Myricks. That's the register of claims dating August 10th, 2023 through November 2nd, 2023. Claims R63774 through claim R64354 inclusive. Is there any questions on these claims for staff? Okay, roll call then, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 12 is our reports. Ms. Taylor, would you like to share anything tonight?
Other than the flyer you received for our annual holiday party, if you are free, please attend. It's a wonderful event, and just let Cynthia know.
Okay.
Thank you. See you there.
Well, let's get through Thanksgiving first, but yeah, okay.
I know.
All right, then. Number 13's new and unfinished business. I think we have an item tonight.
We do. Commission, we have received 2 additional responses to the RFQ that we posted for financial consultant and housing services consultant. And at this time, Dave will open and record.
Okay.
Can I ask before he does that, did it still meet the timing requirements?
We re-advertised for these
Okay.
2. They were left off the list, one by omission and one we had an incorrect email address. And
Okay.
we will correct that for next year.
Thank you.
The first one's for Housing Services Consultant, and it is Joe Alamillo and NSP Consultants, LLC. The second one is for Financial Consultant, and that is, the submission is from Sender Dalton at Carl Sender. Yes. Those are the two that
Everything?
were received.
And we've used these before in the past.
Yeah, you should be
Correct.
familiar with both names.
Right. Okay.
Refer to staff.
Staff.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to refer these to staff for recommendation.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Gray, seconded by Commissioner Myricks. Let's have a roll call then, please.
Talmadge. Soto Presley.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion is passed, 4 yes, 1 absent.
We are working towards getting the recommendations to you at the next meeting on the 21st.
Okay. Number 14 is public comment. It is now open. Public comment is open. Public comment is open. If anybody would like to come forward and speak, you may do so now. Okay, public comment is closed then. Public comment is closed. Number 15.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Not everybody.